You turn your gaze towards Celebi, your pink companion, who hovers silently nearby, its large, gentle eyes reflecting the dancing flames. You direct your question towards it, knowing its unique connection to the flow of time and the spirit of the forest. You ask Celebi, with a thoughtful expression, if it has ever encountered this dark force that seems to be at the core of the world's current corruption. Celebi remains silent, its pink form radiating a soft, calming aura. Its large eyes, however, seem to deepen slightly, as if it is peering into the very fabric of time and memory. A faint, almost imperceptible shimmer surrounds its body. It doesn't speak in words, but you sense a subtle shift in its energy, a ripple in the air around it. It's as if it's showing you something, a fleeting image perhaps, or a deep feeling of unease that resonates within you. Its silence speaks volumes, hinting at an awareness of the darkness you describe, a darkness that perhaps predates even the oldest trees in the forest. The elder watches this silent exchange with knowing eyes, his weathered face etched with concern. He waits patiently for you to interpret whatever message Celebi might be conveying.
The elder is a woman, by the way, but anyway, Celebi shows me that throughout time it's seen different places where the land has been corrupted and Pokemon have lashed out. The only thing that's helped is strong people from all over the realm have to hold hands, and not hold hands literally, but come together and pray and get the spirit out.
The elder, her face a tapestry of wrinkles that speak of countless seasons, nods slowly as you describe Celebi's silent communication. Her keen eyes, though aged, hold a sharp understanding of the ancient ways. Celebi shows us truths that words often fail to capture, she murmurs, her voice a low, soothing cadence like the rustling of autumn leaves. It has witnessed the ebb and flow of this darkness throughout the ages. Different lands, different Pokemon, the pattern repeats. She leans forward, her gaze intense. The lashing out. Yes, when the heart of the world is wounded, its creatures feel the pain, and sometimes, that pain manifests as anger, as fear. It twists them. Her gaze softens slightly as you mention the gathering of strong spirits. The old ways, they speak of this. When shadow takes root, the light must gather. Not just physical strength, child, but the strength of unity, of shared purpose. When hearts align, when intention is pure, there is a power that can push back the encroaching darkness. She gestures towards the crackling fire. Think of these flames. One ember can be easily extinguished, but when many burn together, they cast a powerful light and offer warmth against the cold. So it is with the spirit. The elder's words hang in the air, resonating with the unspoken message you receive from Celebi. The path ahead seems clearer now, though no less daunting. The answer lies not in brute force alone, but in the strength found in unity and shared spirit.
I turn to Jordan and make a joke. Jordan, you're going to have to get a really loud speaker.
I chuckle softly, a warm sound in the crackling firelight. Well, if Jordan needs a loudspeaker, perhaps he's planning on finally sharing his really loud opinions about how the best way to roast a marshmallow is.
No, Jordan Sparks, the singer, my companion.
Jordan Sparks. My apologies for the misinterpretation. Let's try that again, keeping our focus on your companion. I turn towards Jordan Sparks, a playful smile gracing my lips. Jordan, I say, my voice light. It seems like this situation might call for a different kind of power ballad. Instead of hitting those incredible high notes, perhaps you could try serenading this dark presence away. Maybe a soulful rendition of No Air would really drive home the point that it's not welcome around here. I wink. Just imagine it. This shadowy force, lurking in the corners, suddenly confronted with your amazing voice belting out, "This is killing me!" It might just decide to pack up and find a less musically inclined dimension.
Jordan always has a witty response about how I'm weak in Pokemon Battle. She incorporates it.
I turn to Jordan Sparks, a knowing smile playing on my lips. Jordan, any thoughts on how we should approach this shadowy opponent? Jordan raises an eyebrow, a familiar smirk spreading across her face. Well, she begins, her voice laced with amusement. If we're going by past experience, you might want to stick to moral support. Remember that time your poor little Butterfree fainted before it even got a chance to stream shot? This dark presence probably hits a little harder than a Caterpie. She chuckles lightly, but her eyes hold a spark of determination. Don't worry though, she adds, clapping you on the shoulder. While you're busy, strategizing from a safe distance, the rest of us will handle the heavy lifting. Maybe we can even write a song about your valiant cheering later.
The elder's eyes are wide in amazement, and she takes everything literally. It doesn't understand the sarcasm.
The elder's eyes widen, her mouth slightly agape as she takes in Jordan's words with complete seriousness. She leans forward, her gaze fixed on Jordan with a mixture of awe and concern. Your companion speaks with such directness, she murmurs, her voice hushed. To think that the creatures of battle can be so fragile, and this dark presence truly strikes with such force as to fell even the most spirited of them before they can act? She looks at you, her brow furrowed with worry. You must be very brave indeed to face such perils. And your companion, she possesses a strong spirit to speak so plainly of these harsh realities. Perhaps her valiant cheering is a powerful skill in itself, a way to bolster courage in the face of such formidable foes. The elder nods slowly, absorbing Jordan's words as undeniable truth. We must heed her wisdom, she declares, her gaze now filled with resolve. Every contribution, no matter how seemingly small, will be vital in overcoming this darkness.
I say, okay, well, I understand. I'll provide moral support, but I still think Jordan's Pokemon is best as bait.
I raise an eyebrow at your suggestion, a playful smirk tugging at the corner of my lips. Ah, so the strategist emerges. Using Jordan's Pokemon as bait, you say? That's certainly a bold tactic. I glance over at Jordan, anticipating her reaction. The elder, however, gasps softly, her eyes widening even further. Bait? She repeats, her voice filled with alarm. You would offer one of your brave companions as a sacrifice to this darkness. She looks at you with a mixture of shock and disbelief. Surely there must be another way. To willingly place a creature in harm's way, it goes against the very balance of life. She clutches her hands together, her expression deeply troubled. The spirits of the forest would weep to hear such a thing. We must find a path that does not involve such a perilous offering.
Juniper cuts saying, Professor Juniper, she says, all right, enough with this talk. Don't take them seriously, Elder. Now, we do need to decide whether or not what we can do about this Pokemon lost in the dragon's teeth.
A sleek black cat with intelligent emerald eyes steps forward, its movements fluid and graceful. This is Juniper, your feline companion.
No, Professor Juniper.
Ah, my apologies again. It seems I'm having a bit of a mix-up with names today. Let's correct that. A sleek black cat with intelligent emerald eyes steps forward, its movements fluid and graceful. This is
No, we have to go back. Professor Juniper cuts in and says, enough with this small talk and bickering. We do need to find a way to rescue that Pokemon that you saw in the vision that might be out there suffering.
My apologies for the repeated slip-up. Let's get this right. Just as the elder is absorbing Jordan's words, a sleek black cat with intelligent emerald eyes steps forward, its movements fluid and graceful. This is Juniper, your feline companion.
No, Juniper is our companion that's also with us on our journey, not a cat. Professor Juniper, Jordan Sparks, and Hunter, that's me.
Ah, my deepest apologies for the persistent mischaracterization. It seems my internal understanding of your group dynamic has been quite off. Let's finally set the record straight. The elder is still absorbing Jordan's words when Juniper, your level-headed and pragmatic companion, steps forward. Her, or his, if Juniper's gender hasn't been specified, presence exudes a calm authority that often helps to refocus the group. Enough, Juniper says, her voice clear and steady, cutting through the lingering tension. Enough with this small talk and bickering. While the elder's insights into the encroaching darkness are important, we have a more pressing matter before us. We need to find a way to rescue that Pokemon, the one Hunter saw in their vision. It could be out there right now, injured and suffering, within the dragon's teeth. Juniper looks directly at you and Jordan, her gaze firm but not unkind. Every moment we spend on tangents is a moment that Pokemon is in greater danger. Let's put aside our individual quirks and focus on the task at hand. What do we know about the dragon's teeth, and what are our next steps to ensure that Pokemon's safety?
That reminds us, we have to ask the elder, how can we protect our Pokemon as much as possible? Are there any rituals? Is there anything we can do?
The elders.
I'm sorry, can you continue that?
Exactly, I say, nodding in agreement with Juniper. The vision was clear, a Pokemon in distress, and the dragon's teeth felt like a dangerous place even in that brief glimpse. Elder, your wisdom about the encroaching darkness is vital, but Juniper is right. We can't let a creature suffer while we debate hypotheticals. I turn to Jordan. Jordan, you have a keen eye for detail and a way of spotting things others might miss. Did anything in my description of the vision stand out to you? Any particular features of the landscape or the Pokemon itself that might give us a clue about its location or what kind of trouble it's in? Then I look at Juniper. Juniper, you're always the most strategic thinker among us. Based on what little we know, what's our first move? Do we try to gather more information before heading out, or do we go directly to the dragon's teeth? I pause, looking at each of my companions and the wise elder. That Pokemon is out there, relying on us. Let's put our heads together and figure out how to help it.
I asked the elder, I need to know, what can we possibly do to protect our Pokemon if we see signs of them being infected or corrupted?
I turn to the elder, my voice filled with concern. Elder, the darkness you speak of, if it can corrupt the land and drive Pokemon to lash out, what can we possibly do to protect our own companions? What signs should we look for, and what measures can we take if we see them being affected? The elder's gaze softens, a hint of sadness entering her wise eyes. The touch of this darkness is insidious, child. It can begin subtly, like a shadow clinging to their spirit. You may notice a change in their demeanor, a once playful Pokemon becoming withdrawn and listless, or a gentle creature growing agitated and aggressive without clear cause. She pauses, her voice becoming more grave. Their eyes might lose their bright spark, becoming dull or even taking on an unnatural hue. Physical signs can also manifest: a strange lethargy, an unwillingness to eat, or even unsettling markings appearing on their fur or scales. The elder's hands tremble slightly as she continues. Protection. True protection lies in the strength of your bond with them. Love, trust, and unwavering support can be a powerful shield against this encroaching shadow. If you see signs of corruption, surround them with your care, reassure them of your affection, and keep them close to sources of pure energy, places where life flourishes and the darkness holds less sway. She looks at each of you intently. There are also ancient rituals, prayers whispered under the light of the full moon, and the use of blessed herbs that can offer some resistance. But the most potent defense is the strength of your hearts, united against this threat. Do not let fear take root, for fear weakens the spirit and makes one more vulnerable to the darkness. The elder's words hang in the air, a mixture of warning and reassurance. The path ahead seems fraught with peril, but the power of connection and love offers a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, I understand. This seems very familiar. I've heard it on the album once. I tease, and Jordan comments, not a very good album.
I chuckle softly, a playful glint in my eyes as I turn to Jordan. Oh, really? Familiar, you say? Perhaps this ancient wisdom just has a timeless quality, unlike some albums I could mention. I let the playful jab hang in the air for a moment, a teasing smile on my face. Then, turning to Jordan with a mischievous wink, I add, "Don't worry, Jordan. I'm sure at least one person bought it. Probably the elder. She seems to appreciate the classics, even if they're classics of questionable quality."
Jordan responds, yeah, and maybe I'll listen to that demo of yours one day.
Jordan shoots back a wry smile, her eyes sparkling with amusement. "Oh, is that so? Well, maybe one day you'll develop the sophisticated musical palette required to appreciate my demo. You know, the one with the groundbreaking kazoo solo and the lyrics entirely in Pig Latin?" She pauses for dramatic effect, then adds with a playful shrug, "But hey, no pressure. I wouldn't want to subject your delicate ears to such avant-garde artistry before you're truly ready."
The elder sighs and walks off and doesn't say anything else, walks off into the darkness.
The elder sighs, a deep, weary sound that seems to carry the weight of ages. Her eyes, which had held such wisdom and concern moments before, now seem clouded with a profound sadness. Without a word, she turns and slowly walks away from the flickering firelight, her figure gradually disappearing into the encroaching darkness beyond the edge of the camp. The silence she leaves behind feels heavy, laden with unspoken meaning and a sense of foreboding.
Juniper says we'll have to rest for the night. Now we're a little further away from the dragon's teeth, but we'll make up in time, and plus I got a feeling our Pokemon are going to need this training.
Juniper watches the elder disappear into the darkness, a thoughtful expression on her face. After a moment, she turns back to you and Jordan, her usual calm demeanor returning. The elder's departure is concerning, Juniper says, her voice low. But perhaps she needs solitude to process what has been discussed. For us, however, continuing into the night would be unwise. We're a safe distance from the dragon's teeth for now, and pushing ourselves while weary would only make us less effective tomorrow. She glances towards your Pokemon, who have likely been sensing the shift in mood. Besides, Juniper adds, a hint of practicality in her tone, I have a strong feeling that our Pokemon will benefit greatly from a night of rest and perhaps a bit of focused training. If we are to face corrupted Pokemon or navigate dangerous terrain, they need to be at their best. Juniper surveys the immediate area, looking for a suitable spot to set up camp. Let's find a secure location, tend to our Pokemon, and prepare for whatever tomorrow may bring. A well-rested team is a prepared team.
Hey, we'll continue this next time. Thanks. It was great.
All right, sounds good. We'll pick up our adventure next time with the group settling in for the night, a sense of unease lingering after the elder's departure, and the anticipation of training for the challenges ahead in the dragon's teeth. I'll be ready when you are. Take care until then.